Hi, I hope you're doing okay. I think I'm doing okay. Dave B. and Cooley, TV worth watching. Best TV tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, February 11th, I think. And there's a new series premiering on CBS called Clarice. And it's a spin-off of The Silence of the Lambs. Takes place a year after the movie. And it stars Rebecca Breeds, who was one of the stars of Pretty Little Liars. She played Nicole in that show, if you followed it. The interesting thing, especially for it being a CBS show, is that it's not a case of the week. It's an episodic. So the case that she begins investigating in week 1 continues to week 2 or 3. And my questions about the show are that in the episodes that I've seen so far, and they only sent the first 3 out, we don't really get a lot, especially about Clarice. We need more. So I'm not really sure about this, but boy, do I have enough leftover emotional residual investment from the movies and the other sequels and prequels to really want this to do well. So Thursday night, Clarice on CBS.
When I first met Jodie to talk about her playing the part, she was very passionate about making this movie. She wanted to play the part even before she read the script, just from reading the book. And she explained to me why, and it was because to her it was a story about saving one person, and I thought it was great that Jodie sort of articulated that to me early on, because it helped me sort of find what I thought was a very, very exciting, interesting kind of subplot.
She said something very interesting about the technique in this, the first confrontation scene between the two main characters. At the end of this scene, you put the camera right square on her, or almost right square on her, so she's looking straight down the barrel of the lens, and then flicked her. Now, she said that the focus was so shallow there that she couldn't move a bit. Why was the focus so shallow? Why did you make it that intense for her?
Well, first, the idea, I definitely wanted to use subjective camera style, where the audience is placed in the shoes of the characters, which is of course a technique that Hitchcock sort of legitimized and capitalized on, and sort of these moments in Hitchcock movies where it cuts to point of view, you realize that I sort of, as a viewer, feel, this is real cinema going on here now.
Absolutely.
Tack and I have tried, since actually Married to the Mob, we started really playing with subjective camera, and anymore it's a shot we get in almost every scene. We get each character's point of view.
Their eyes are still off center here, aren't they? And
right.
Then all of a sudden you and Tack, you bring the camera around.
You've got to work yourself into the subjective camera. You can't just sort of pop into it. It works, putting the audience in the character's shoes. There you are. It's got to be intensifying, I believe. And what I love is that not many people seem to notice it or comment on it. It's fairly seamless. With that sequence, we wanted huge close-ups of these two every time they're together, because after all, as Scott Glenn says, don't let Dr. Lecter inside your head. And we want to be right there on the verge of inside the head. And then finally in the scene when he gets her to talk about her past experiences, it's so tight. It's just, you can't even see her eyebrows, and you just frame right on the bottom of her lower lip, which is as close as going inside her head as we could do.